Did you take part in Last Wish on day one?
No. The thought never even remotely crossed my mind.
What is your favorite raid in Destiny?
Favorite raid.
Man, this is a tough one.
I'm gonna have to say King's Fall.
Oh, I gotta go with King's Fall.
King's Fall.
King's Fall.
King's Fall.
King's Fall.
King's Fall.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with King's Fall.
It's gonna have to be killing Oryx, honestly.
Despite the boss fight, I still think King's Fall is the best raid. I only say that because Last Wish, the boss can be cheese. Now, if you made everyone do Riven legit, I'd make Last Wish the best raid.
I have to say King's Fall. It was the one I put the most time into, and the one that me and my raid team at the time, you know, it paid off because we beat it on the first week. We didn't beat it on day one. It was just such a fun experience, the whole entire raid. Every boss fight was super fun. Killing Oryx at the end was super fun. It was just a crazy raid.
I was so scared to like take on any of the like jobs in King's Fall, but I loved it. And I remember the first time I attempted like final like jumping puzzle in the Oryx fight, and I was just like, this is awesome. This is so hard, but it's awesome.
When I think of King's Fall, I think of the encounter right before Oryx. I think it was the sisters you have to take on that were on top of the totems, but the damage phase in that one was really nice. I really enjoyed that a lot.
What's a part of King's Fall that doesn't get the credit it deserves, that goes a little underappreciated?
The jumping puzzles.
I like the ships.
The ship jumping puzzles, like there's literally nothing like that in any other raid.
It's a very daunting passage that you have to take, like jumping from ship to ship to ship to ship.
It was just a very good experience, especially when someone couldn't make it, and it was just like a little tease, like, oh, you can't make the jump puzzles.
We were like doing pretty well, like we knew what to do because we did it like later at night and everyone had already done it already. But when we got to Oryx, dude, like we were on Oryx for probably 8 to 10 hours. We had a dude on our team that like did not know how to run out like the bombs that were like coming down. He would always die, and we just have to like reset every time. His name was Sweaty Back Fat.
Sweaty Back Fat wasn't too good with the Oryx bombs.
Yeah, he's a funny dude, but yeah, he just had struggling with the bombs.
What is your favorite raid in Destiny?
Favorite raid is Last Wish.
The Last Wish.
Last Wish.
Favorite raid is The Last Wish.
Last Wish, in its prime, had the most creative and most nuanced raid that I think I've ever played. Not only did you start the raid with the boss encounter, which has been done before, but you also had sections like Vault, which is a full-on puzzle in the middle of the raid.
In 5 words, how do you beat the Vault encounter?
Picture, match, kill, run, slammy boy. Well, that's 6.
That's fine. That's fine. Slammy boy can be a hyphenated.
All right.
It's fine. What is your favorite raid in Destiny?
I like Last Wish a lot. I've run that legit more times than I've run it cheesed, so.
What's your message to people who have never done Riven legit?
I've never done Riven legit, so I have no message for you.
What's your message to yourself?
The fuck you doing? Actually, no. Kudos to you, man. Fuck doing it legit. Cheese forever. Shout out. Cheese forever.
What's the most memorable piece of music from Last Wish?
Okay, for me, it's the music. It's the final encounter. It's when you're dropping down. You see Riven, and then it's like the music gets really intense and really fast-paced. Because I just remember hearing that a million times with that encounter, and it was just like, you get hyped up, and then, you know, I died because I don't know what the fuck was going on in that encounter.
Did you watch the World's First Race?
Oh yeah, I stayed up for a good 10 hours before I just had to go to bed.
And what's like the most memorable moment that you can remember during that whole sequence?
I remember, I forget whose team it was, but I think it was Dado actually.
It's got to be 2402, right? With Dado?
He missed it by like a couple seconds or minutes or something like that.
What is your favorite raid in Destiny?
My favorite raid, just because it was a great day one experience, was
Deepstone.
Deepstone Crypt.
It takes the perfect amount of time. It was the first farmable raid, which lended it a lot of replayability.
Once you understand the mechanics, it becomes so easy to explain. It's reinforced over and over and again throughout the raid. And it's not a particularly difficult raid, which some people, you know, they get very pressed about. It's like, oh, it's an easy raid. Why isn't everything like Prestige, you know, Eater of Worlds? Which, no, never. Stop it. Get some help.
The mechanics were complicated enough to be challenging, but not so much so that you couldn't take new people through.
Because it's so accessible, people get to experience one of the best parts of Destiny and the franchise as a whole without having too much commitment going into it, without needing to develop super intense skills. You go in there with a friend or a group, and just have a good time. And it has all the hallmarks of great raids. It might not be the most challenging gameplay experience, but it is one of the most refined storytelling pieces in video game history.
What is your favorite raid in Destiny?
Wrath of the Machine.
Probably Wrath of the Machine too.
Wrath of the Machine.
Wrath of the Machine.
Probably say Wrath of the Machine.
I like Wrath of the Machine probably best.
What's the best part about Wrath of the Machine?
Oh, what's it called? The big thing that like runs you over.
The Death Zamboni and Axis Phase 2. I guess if I had to give a single answer, Axis Stage 2.
In Wrath of the Machine, you were really able to like do the job of like 4 people if you were really good. Like you're moving fast and things like that. So it just made you feel good to master the raid.
The one that means the most to me would probably be King's Fall, just because it like grew my name. But Wrath of the Machine is always going to go down as one of the most fun raids to do.
Wrath of the Machine, obviously my favorite raid. A lot of people would say Last Wish, but when I classify like my favorites in Destiny, it has to be something that I was there for at the start. And the whole Forsaken DLC at launch, I didn't play until 3 to 4 weeks after. But Wrath of the Machine I was here for, completed in 24 hours. You know, I don't even remember what the ship's name was, but grinded like 50 completions to get that silly ship. The memes that came with that raid, I had a buddy of mine who, after you would jump down the mountain, you could look down, and if someone went ahead, you could see their name like under the water. And I just remember playing like that Titanic music in the background and like just yelling and be like, "I'll save you." But yeah, favorite raid in the game.
What is your favorite raid in Destiny?
Oh, that's a hard one because King's Fall was amazing, Wrath of the Machine was amazing, Vault of Glass is amazing. Can I say all 3?
You cannot.
Specifically.
You only get one.
Favorite raid, actually Vault of Glass.
I'm gonna say Vault.
Nostalgic wise, I'd go Vault of Glass just because that was the one that really made me love Destiny. It was the first thing I ever had tried that was completely different from any other experience in Destiny.
I can answer any of the 3 that aren't Crota, depending on what we were going for. In terms of raw nostalgia, Vault of Glass will always be my favorite raid of all time. And this is so hard, it's such a terrible answer. But then in terms of look, King's Fall was one of the most beautiful raids I've ever played in my life. I love it. I still to this day, I know some people don't always love the boss fight, but for me, one of the best looking raids of all time. And then the pace of Wrath was the best ever. I don't know. So in terms of what I would say is...
Vault is it for you at the end of the day. It's Vault.
At the end of the day, I think the OG just raid experience that I got, which was so foreign to me, and playing with people that, you know, aren't in my room or beside me like I'd been used to playing for the first almost 20 years of my life, it just changed gaming for me. And so, yeah, we'll go with that.
I'm not a huge raider, to be honest. I haven't even done all the raids, but I think Fog is my favorite one.
Vault of Glass, but the original one. I think the progression through it is a little underrated. Some raids they are just like encounter, but the Vault had like space to explore. Like you had the trail and you had the Gorgon's Labyrinth, and my friends and I spent hours just looking for the 7th chest that was never found because we could. It was fun.
What's your favorite raid in Destiny?
You know, this is gonna sound really weird. It's probably an answer that you won't get that often, but probably Crota's in.
The pull your host pulls out their Ethernet cable and freezes them, and then everyone goes and slams him down as he's frozen. And you're gonna be like, Maddie, was that the only reason? I like the cheeses in this game a lot.
I don't think it's a good raid, but I think it's my favorite raid.
Everyone memed on Crota's Inn, but you know, that one stood out to me because it was the first time that I realized how strong a Guardian could be all on their own. Because like, what was it? The Legend himself, he ended up soloing Crota's Inn first. Up until that point, we didn't even know that was even a possibility. Like we were just like whenever I saw in the title that he soloed it, I was like, dude, this guy, he's full of shit. Let me pull this video up. I was like I was waiting for just to see him die, and just, it had to be a joke, right? And then I watched him. It was like 45 minutes or something like that. Video from start to finish, and he ended up soloing Crota's Inn. It was that one raid that was like, okay, it's possible to be super strong in this game.
What's your favorite raid in Destiny?
Spyro Stars.
Yes!
Oh, I'm gonna get so much hate for this.
Just one person. I only need one person to say it. Everyone hates Spyro Stars.
I know.
Tell them why they shouldn't.
I think Stars is one of the best raids ever because the mechanics are kind of, you have to like think about what you're doing, and it is a raid where you need everyone to pay attention instead of just having 3 people do everything. You cannot 4-man this raid. You need to 5-man this raid, so you need to know like you need to have 5 people who know what they're doing. I think that's what makes it good.
Would it be Scourge? I think it would be Scourge, yeah. Scourge or Guard, I'm really close with those 2.
If you have to pick one, you're
one.
forced to have a love child.
Garden.
Okay. What is your favorite raid in Destiny?
My favorite raid, I think it's Crown of Sorrows, which people are like, Crown of Sorrows sucks. But what I really liked about Crown of Sorrows was it's mostly the final fight, right? The final part of Crown of Sorrows. I know the first part is very long and annoying when you've done it a million times, but the final fight was like, everyone had to do their job and you had to be communicating, and there was just a lot of running around and I need the buff, oh, I got rid of the buff, give it to me. It was just a lot of excitement and focus and everyone pitching in, and I really like encounters that have everyone having to kind of work together and do their portion of their job. So yeah, Crown of Sorrows, I really like it.
What is your favorite raid in Destiny?
Last Wish, cross all D1 and D2. Fuck D1 raids.
Wow. And what is your favorite raid in Destiny and why? Be sure to let us know in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this, please be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you want to see the next episode of 50 Guardians. A big thanks to all of the individuals to the left of me that made this video possible as well. Please be sure to check out their content platforms linked in the description below. This video series is a collaborative community effort to showcase a myriad of opinions and takes on hot Destiny topics. Destiny is a game all about community, and our goal was to showcase a significant portion of that community in a fun and creative way. This is not a one-off thing either. We have a total of 12 episodes planned already, but would love to do more. So please let us know what question or questions you would love to see us ask the Destiny community down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, have a great day.